We're good.
Yeah.
We're rolling.
Because I have no problem if all of these silly antics are part of it too. So awesome. Okay, so you said that we're rolling now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, hi, my beautiful friend.
Good
I'm going to
morning.
let you say who you are and kind of take over just a little bit
Okay.
and go we'll start from there, okay?
Okay. I am wonderful, fantastic, Seattle native born Jennifer Lastra, living in snowy and cold Boise, Idaho, for about the last 7 years. I have a very interesting background, but we'll just get to present day. I own a virtual reality software company that specializes in creating adult education and training for today's workforce. So specializing in workplace safety, emotional intelligence training, workforce development, and the combination of using technology to promote visual and emotional literacy. So those are two components that are not taught except for on the job or in real life. And so we're trying to bring experiences to people so that they can better advocate for themselves. And my life is awesome. I got it all. And a best and a BFF on the line.
Woohoo! Yay! And we finally made it.
Oh,
We did.
you know what? And I have to tell you, that is not who I am. I am not just a business owner. I am a beautiful wife and I have a loving husband. We've been married for 16 years and we have a fantastic daughter. Her name is Mariana. My husband's name is Rufino. And we have a beautiful daughter who is in 8th grade and
No way. She can't be in 8th grade yet. I
she's
mean, I
taller
know it
than me
hasn't
now.
been that. No.
She wears
Really?
like a size 10 in women's shoes. I mean, she's going to be tall like her daddy for sure.
Yeah, well, Rufino is very tall, but I mean, it hasn't been that long since I haven't seen you guys,
I know.
really. But she shot up in that
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. So
That's
so the
crazy.
pandemic has also apparently a little fertilizer for some of these kiddos, they get into that age and it's just
Wow, because
yeah.
you're taller than I am as well. So, geez, geez. All right. Well, you totally blew me away already this morning. Absolutely. So, and don't worry, I was going to make sure that we did not just talk about the work stuff at all,
Yeah.
because, you are so much more than that.
Mhm.
Absolutely, so much more. So, let's talk a little bit about how we met.
Oh.
Um, oh,
6 years ago.
I know. Isn't that exciting?
It is exciting.
Yeah. And, we were both well, I was still doing the same thing. But like anything, you just keep going through shifts and changes. And I will admit that not many people get past, just being a client. And you are one of the few that went over into being a very good friend. And
Yes.
like this year's shows, we haven't seen each other very much because we just haven't been able to get together.
Hmm.
uh, but it doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you forever. It just feels like, oh, the only thing that surprises me is how big your daughter is. That's just not fair.
Well, and my COVID cut, like my hair's grown way out. So
It is longer.
it's
I have
really
noticed.
long.
I'm lucky. I made the choice to grow my gray and
Hmm.
all the silvers and everything before. So
It's
I'm
beautiful.
I'm fine.
I
I'm
love it.
absolutely fine with this. So
So how we met. Oh my gosh. So, like I said, I've been here 7 years and we met a year after had moved here and we moved from Virginia for me to take and help run a company here in Boise. And I was really excited about that.
mhm.
Um, but there comes a point where you realize maybe you made a huge mistake because a job or a relationship is drawing a lot more energy than what you have to offer and what you can offer, even when you're trying so hard to live up to what everybody's expectation was and the commitment that you made.
Mhm.
So moving to Virginia, or moving from Virginia to Boise, was a huge leap of faith for all of us. You know, anytime
Right.
you uproot your family and move across the United States, it's a big commitment. And then to come and run a company, you know, with a family-owned business,
Mhm.
um, with people that have ideas and wanted to hear my ideas, but would never, you know, really give the opportunity to implement any of those ideas or even consider ideas. You know, a 20-year-old company needs a kick in the ass sometimes, and that's what I thought I was coming to do. But anyways, the relationship was taking a lot more energy than what I could muster, and it was deteriorating me emotionally, physically. I wasn't taking
Well,
care of
that's when we
myself.
met. Just to interject, that's when we met
Yeah, that's
with
why
that.
we met,
Why?
because I
Yes.
was either going to go get on antidepressant or, you know, and I wanted to find a natural. I wanted to figure out what was kind of going on. And so
Right.
I got introduced to you and I came to see you, and it was for my birthday. And I remember it was a birthday gift to myself.
Mhm.
And so it kind of started that journey of self discovery for me of, oh my gosh, I have everything going my way and I'm really a very unfulfilled feeling in my life and just
You were a
exhausted.
hot mess, sweetheart. I'm just gonna lay it out on the line. You were a hot mess. How's
Oh.
that for my professional opinion and kindness?
So I think defining hot mess is really important because I think everybody's probably looks a little different. So it's not
Absolutely.
being able to control, feeling like I can control my emotions at all. Like just everything felt personal. Everything felt personal. Not sleeping, not eating, not exercising, not being the wife, partner, mother that I wanted to be, feeling very tense and on edge.
Mhm.
Just any minute could just snap.
Mhm.
So just kind of an emotional roller coaster. And I think a lot of people today, I can look back now and I see what's going on in our country, and I can see the anxiety and the anxiousness in people and relate to it because I've been there before for different reasons, right? But
Right. But it's all in how we deal with that stress and what we're doing, that type of thing. So absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to use this unless you have anything more you totally want to add in here, but I'm going to use this as a great segue
huh?
into first question, which is how can you be kinder to yourself? To yourself.
Oh, you know what I've learned?
Oh, yeah.
It's to just I created a mantra for myself
Mhm.
because uncovering my past was a big deal for me and my triggers from childhood and things like that. So it was
Mhm.
always scarcity of money, affection,
Mhm.
never feeling like there's enough, and always coming from a mindset of lack and
Right.
worry, especially when you don't have control as a child. how
Mhm.
how, how do you ask for safety? And so I kindness for me is me going back to my mantra, and there I have three of them that are really special to me,
Mhm.
and I wrote those down and I keep them in different places. And when
Mhm.
I feel like I'm not being kind to myself or having grace with myself, when I'm being really hard on myself, because I am my hardest critic. I'm tough, very tough on myself. I have very
Are
high
you really?
expectations. What'd you say? Are you?
I'm messing with you right now.
So I have my mantras. So if you'd like me to share my mantras, I'm happy to do that.
Are you the one willing to share them? Because
Yeah.
you know, they're beneficial for other people to hear, but sometimes if they're that private, then keep them to yourself. So I'll leave that completely up to you, but I'd love to.
Yeah, well, they all have very special meaning. So
Mm-hmm.
my first one is I'm an honorable, courageous, and committed leader.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody knows the Navy, I'm ex-Navy. Those are the core values of the Navy,
Okay.
and I've incorporated those into my life. And so they're very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
The other is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I
Mm-hmm.
have a very spiritual, developing background as well. Catholic, but I've evolved my spirituality more beyond just the Catholic Church. So there's a component of that. And then the one that my maiden name is Hammers. So little Jenny Hammers, the little girl that was scared and afraid, my mantra when I see her come up in my personality is I am safe, loved, and secure, both financially and spiritually. So that's what I do when I see little me show up.
Okay.
When I feel scared or afraid of
Mm-hmm.
making a big decision or you know
Right.
so I have
Right.
different mantras that I use based upon whatever the trigger or whatever the situation is, and that's how I find kindness for myself, just to bring myself back, take a deep
Mm-hmm.
breath. And
You have your morning routine as well. Do you still do that?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. That I
They're a big
actually
deal.
sometimes when I wake up first thing in the morning, you're the one I think of.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, she's probably in bed right now. Which is, I mean, don't take it wrong, but for me, I'm like, why am I thinking of her right now?
Oh,
But it's comforting as well for me. So thank you.
it's my time where nobody's up.
Hmm.
I can just be in this quiet place. And sometimes I'm listening to Insight Timer. If anybody doesn't know what that is, it's a free app,
Meditation app. Mm.
meditation app, and they have all kinds of different things. Or I'm on YouTube, listening to audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes I'm doing I use a workout with Beachbody, which is another online service for workouts, and they also have meditation, and they so it just I'm taking care, even if it's just 30 minutes. And I would love to say I'm super consistent every single time, every single day. And sometimes my body just needs rest, and so I'll sleep in,
Absolutely.
right? But
Yeah.
I love my mornings with it, just a little bit of quiet time and just maybe
Mhm.
some stretching. I got this whole thing with my hip. So, it's
Yeah.
just it's
Yep.
just showing respect to my body and appreciation for it, because I'm 46, and
Mhm.
at times I feel like I'm 36, and sometimes I feel like I'm 56. So, I just want to show respect to it and take care
Yeah.
of it.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
So that kind of fun stuff and outside of work, what I want to know a little bit about a concert. Have you been, what's your favorite concert that you've ever been to?
I am so embarrassed. I don't do concerts. I've been to like one my whole life. And
Well,
I
what was it?
don't remember. It was like a summer jammy jam or something like that in Seattle, like where all the bands come together and it's
Oh,
outdoors. And I don't even remember it. I don't even,
you don't even know it?
it, you know what? I love music. And in our house, music is a really big thing. So we're always playing, jazz music, salsa, hip hop. I mean, music is a really big deal in our house, and we do listen to it a lot. But I'm
Mhm.
not a concert. I don't really like people. Like, I don't want to be around a whole ton of people. That's not true. I love people in doses.
Got it. Okay. All right. So no
You know what?
concert.
I went to a Mary J. Blige concert. That's not true, in my 20s. That was so much fun.
There you go. There you
It
go.
was
So you
like,
got a good one.
seems like forever ago.
Well, yeah. Where was that one?
Uh,
In Virginia?
Virginia Beach. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
God, aren't I adventurous?
You are.
Yes.
You
Oh,
are
yes,
in
totally.
some different ways.
Yeah.
So is there anything in your life you would like to relive? And we can move on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If there's one thing you could do for 48 hours, what would you do? For 48 hours straight.
I would. Oh my gosh, what an interesting question. Let's see. I mean, it involves travel, but then when you add travel to and fro, I would love to take a 48-hour trip to like Paris or somewhere like that. Paris, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
No, somewhere, maybe like I'd love to go somewhere and shop, eat, spend the night, go out to a really like nice um theater or something like that. But
London.
just do the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like maybe
Yeah.
Amsterdam or um
Amsterdam would be a good one, or London
yeah.
for
I've
the theater.
I've
That
only spent a little bit of time in London, but yeah, and just do like a whole, like the whole kit and caboodle and just get it all out. Not necessarily sightseeing, but just like the perfect day, right? Knowing it would take you a half a day to get there or 3/4 of a day to get back, but
yeah, yeah,
it would
absolutely.
have to be on a jet so I can get there faster.
And direct.
Very direct.
Absolute
But yeah,
direct
eat the
flight.
food and go shopping, enjoy the nightlife, stay at a really fancy place. But I could see just banging that all out in 2 days. I
Yeah.
think that could be just whirlwind. That could be
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Mm-hmm. So a weekend, a massive weekend getaway, right?
Tulip Festival, Amsterdam. There you go. I would want to go see that. Heard it's
That
amazing.
that would be a good one. Yeah. Although where you grew up in Seattle, I mean, I think that the tulips and the irises, in fact, that all grow up and down that I-5 corridor,
Mm,
and having uh, Mount Rainier in the background
it's
in
beautiful.
Seattle, that's stunning. That's absolutely stunning.
You
A
know,
lot of people don't see that part of
I
it as
know.
well. So we're pretty lucky with growing up with that.
Yeah, there's a couple of times my parents still live there.
Hmm.
And my aunt and uncle are there and a couple of cousins. So we go back all the time. But yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh man, if there wasn't so much damn traffic right now, I pull over and look at that mountain because it is beautiful. But
It is.
too
It's
much
stunning.
traffic. Too many people.
Get rid of all the people.
Too many people.
Yes. All right. We're going to shift gears again now because I want to know an absurd habit that you have or that you have given up.
Oh my God, I still chew my fingernails. It's the most disgusting habit in the entire world.
Do you
I,
at least wash underneath them first now?
I mean, no, it's like just get after them whenever I want to. I'm not going to go, hold on, I want to chew my fingernails. Let me go clean them real quick. Now I'm a hygienic person. I mean, I wash my hands after I use the bathroom and, COVID, I've gotten even better
Uh,
with that. But you can pick your nose and eat it, and that's not nearly as gross, in my opinion, as biting your fingernails. I have not been able to break that habit. It is gross. I
is it is it one that you have tried throughout the years, or it's just like you hit that wall with it and you're like, nope, this is too good for me?
The most successful I was when I broke my arm in the 3rd grade because it was in a cast and I couldn't get to my fingernails. that was about the most successful I was with growing my fingernails. And then I don't, acrylics and all of that stuff. It's just not my jam, but
Yeah. No,
putting
I
stuff over my
would
nails,
fall
but
over if I saw a full set of nails on you.
it's just not my cup of tea. But
No,
man,
it's not.
sometimes I
It's
have
absolutely
self-control. I can
not.
give up drinking for 6 months,
Mhm.
God willing. I can do that, but I can't stop biting my damn fingernails for 6 months. Nadia, yeah. So that's the most disgusting habit I have, I would say.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Pretty gnarly.
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite indulgence? Is it your nails?
God, no kidding. You know, back to the kindness part.
Mhm.
I don't really overindulge in
Mm,
much of anything.
mhm.
And I'm starting to indulge in myself, which feels really nice, like massages or, whatever. But I think shoes, I kind of have a problem with shoes. I love shoes. And even though I don't have anywhere to wear them right now, I really like expensive shoes. I would say that would be an indulgence for me. I really like shoes.
I never knew that because
Mm.
I tend to see you like in your vans and things like that. That's that's what I see. So
Yeah. I
I,
I like my husband's from New York, so when we go to New York, I try to get myself a pair of ex okay, my idea, I'm not talking about like, $1,000 pair of heels or whatever. I'm talking about a couple $100. To me, that's splurging.
all right,
So a couple, a pair of shoes that are a couple $100 is like, so,
got it,
but,
got it.
and,
And
and
are they
a,
heels?
no, not typically. No, no. Usually they're like athletic or everyday shoes, but they're
Got
fancier ones, and I don't wear them out very often because I don't want to mess them up. But
it, got it.
yeah, I really like shoes a lot.
Okay, all right. Good to know. Good to know. What size are you? If you're willing to share that.
9. I'm a
No,
9.
we can't share.
You
No
have
way
little
can
feet.
we share. No, 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 no.
Hmm.
So you mentioned this earlier as well, about going on YouTube and such, but what is your favorite like bizarre thing that you get sucked into watching on YouTube or
Like
anything
trash TV.
total, total trash
I
TV or trash YouTube that's
oh
embarrassing to admit?
so we watch a ton of sports. A ton of sports. My husband is like he's got issues with CNN ever for the last 4 years. I don't let him watch it in the family room. Long story short, there's two things that are always on our TV: sports or CNN when nobody's around, because my husband watches it. Make him go in his office and watch it. But there is one show that is the ultimate trash TV, and I have to admit, I don't watch it a lot, but it is my trash TV, and that's the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know what it is with that show. I can't stop watching it. It's a train wreck. I don't watch any of the other ones. I I,
Okay.
I just love that show. And it always makes me I just sit there shaking my head like, God bless these women. Um and that's the only one I really watch. I mean, other than that, that's it.
Do you do that one on YouTube or do you do it on, is that
On
on,
TV. Yeah,
yeah.
like on, whatever channel we have. I don't know. But yeah,
Do you
that's
do you have any on YouTube? Like I'm thinking like
no.
because I hear of so many people that are, like the zit popping one.
Oh my God, I've never seen, that's just, gosh, I don't, you know what it is I don't do social media. I can't deal with the outside world very well. And I say that laughingly, right? But
Yeah.
I stick to my people, and I
Yeah.
stick to what brings me joy, and I try to cancel out a lot of the shenanigans because it's distracting, and it's just it takes energy, right? And there's some
It's
things I can like chuckle about, like, we stream Netflix and all of that, and Hulu, and so we watch movies and things like that. But comedy shows, I like comedies, you know what I mean? Things that make me laugh. These days, a lot of comedies, there's so much cursing in it, though. It's like it just tips me over after like the fifth minute, because I'm like, you don't need to cuss that much. It still can be
right,
funny. But
right.
so a lot of this stuff, I don't know, like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's your thing. It's
It's
okay.
my
It's fine. It's fine. All right. So bad advice. What bad advice have you heard throughout the years that, that you often hear that bugs you, or that you have taken to heart, that you utilize? So bad advice.
there's one woman mentor that I had when I was in corporate America, coming up through the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she gave me some really great advice.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one piece of advice that she gave me that for years, and this is, I mean, we're talking over 2 decades ago, but I've never forgotten it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been my whole career was in a very male dominated industry. Huh, look at me, software tech. Huh, go figure. Um, but and I remember her giving me advice one day that said, and this was in the shipbuild when I was in shipbuilding,
Okay.
aircraft carriers and submarines. And she very, very male dominated
Mm-hmm.
leadership teams. And she says, you know, never ever go into a meeting and not have an answer. It doesn't matter if it's wrong. Let them figure out it's wrong. You always need to have an answer. And
Mm-hmm.
that always sat with me really funny. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out, so is that a self-preservation um,
Yeah.
thought? Is it a I'm equal thought? Is it doesn't really matter because all I need to do is have an answer, and then I can, you know, why why would she have thought that that was good advice?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It is an interesting thing to say. It is. Yeah.
well, and I mean, I just remember her looking at me and saying that, and I just sat there, and in hindsight, I wish I could have said, why
Wow.
would you feel like you have to do that? Why
Yeah.
would you not think it's okay to say, I don't know, but I'm going to go find out, so we make sure we have all the information we need? Good information is better than BS, right? I never want any of my team members to ever come and tell me just BS, right? Like, tell me the truth. Tell me
Mm-hmm.
what you really think or what we need to do. And if you don't know, that's super fair. Like,
Right.
let's just go
Right.
find out together or go figure it out, take an action. So I'll just never forget that. It's
Yeah.
always sat with me because I think that's not being your authentic self, your true self.
Right.
And if you can't be yourself, well, then who are you? Right. So,
Absolutely. It does. I think I grew up hearing things like that too. And a lot of times it was just a matter of fear, from what
yeah.
I could gather with it. And,
Yeah.
it's all
So
right.
it's always sat with me. And while that was so long ago, I'll never forget it.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's
Absolutely.
totally still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I am really looking forward to your answers on this one, but I want
Okay.
to know 3 books that have influenced you, that you have reread, any major books like that.
Okay. So I have them.
Okay, perfect.
This is the biggest one. So this one is Eckhart Tolle,
Yep.
A New Earth. Check out all of these. I don't even know. Can you see the dog ears?
I can a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's like,
Yes.
I mean, it is dog-eared to death.
Okay.
It's got all, this is like this was one of the biggest ones that sent me on my journey. And every now and then, my morning routine, I'll just be drawn to this book and I'll just open it
Mhm.
and find a dog-eared page and just start reading, because there's something in
Yeah.
here that is for
Yeah.
me. There's something, if I'm being called to it in my head, then all I have to do is just open up to a dog ear and just start reading. Um,
Okay.
this is one I do every single morning. Meditations for women who do too much. 365 days of the year. So oh, here, I'll read today's. I have not done today's, February 14th.
Happy Valentine's Day, my dear.
Same to you. I got my red on. Well, not, I have this really cute sweater I was going to wear that has little red hearts all over it, but it was dirty. And you deserve for me to have a clean shirt on. February 14th, expectations. Would you mind if I read this? It's super short.
Go right ahead, please.
Expectations. Nobody objects to a woman being a good writer or sculptor or geneticist if at the same time she manages to be a good wife, good mother, good looking, good tempered, well groomed, and unaggressive. That is a quote by Leslie M. McIntyre. So here's the postscript, I guess. Right.
Okay.
So what's the problem? It's not easy to be well groomed when we have toddlers running around, but we try. It's not easy to be good tempered and unaggressive when we have deadlines at work and at home, but we try. It's not easy to produce children and be svelte and good looking, but we try. There is probably no group of people in this society who try harder than women to meet the expectation of others. As a result, we are always looking outside for validation, and no matter how much we get, it isn't enough. In always trying to be what others think we should be, we have lost ourselves and end up having to bring and end up having little to bring to any relationship or task. So here's the takeaway. Expectations are like girdles. We probably should have discarded them years ago. I mean, duh.
Yeah.
Is that Spanx? Is that today's Spanx?
I think those
The
are
friendlier girdles?
I would think so. I don't know. I
So this is the third one, and it's right
oh,
here
that's the
on my
second one.
desk. I mean, the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
So then my third one, I love this one too. Oh no, this one's probably my favorite. I was gonna grab my Brene Brown.
Yeah.
Rising Up. As stuff falls off my sorry about that. Okay.
Hey,
So
we're
this
having
one,
lots of fun.
The Four Agreements.
Yeah. Yep.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it. So there are 4 agreements that we get to rewrite with ourselves. So being impeccable with your word, never taking anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do my best. So always do.
So
Just keep trying.
Make it actionable.
Yes.
Yes.
So this book, again, this is another one.
A dog-eared book.
Anytime I am struggling with feeling like I'm not being real with myself, this one is highly suggested. Nice, small, short read, takes maybe 3
Okay.
hours, 140 pages. Cannot.
Can I tell my favorite story about a book that has turned into one of my faves that is totally because of you?
Oh my God, yeah.
So a few years ago, you just randomly said, and it was at New Year, you said, and I think it was New Year, but it was when you had just started going back even more regularly to your church. And you came and told me that, I think you should really read this book. And it was the one about Mother Teresa. And I was honestly, I will admit to thinking, all right, whatever. The only reason I read it is because I love you. And I thought, I will trust her. Get over yourself, Colleen. Just read this book. And I think I sent you a text like at 5 a.m. one morning in tears, saying, "Oh my God, what have you done to me?" I was bawling after
I'm
reading this book.
oh
And I knew that you were going to be in your morning routine and that you would see this message from me and respond, and it would all be good. It would be doing, what it was meant to.
yeah.
And I still have that. What I really took away from that book myself was that she always had something to give.
Yeah.
And
Those are
that,
little marbles.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I give away my marbles.
I was looking for it so I could pull it out, but
Yeah,
I think it's in my
so the
other
story
bookcase.
with that, so Mother Teresa always had like a little, one of those little angel on your shoulder
Hmm.
little things. Well, I love that idea. And I knew that I did not have the Catholic Church backing behind me to buy such things all the time. And it really didn't resonate with me either to do that. But I wanted something. And I thought, what can I afford? What can I just give to people and do? And what isn't a little piece of plastic? Because for me, it's environmentalism as well. So marbles are the thing. And I get vintage ones. I give them all the time. And I love it. I absolutely love that. So that that book for you turned into, I can't say the whole book itself turned into one of my best reads, but it turned into such an experience that the whole experience with it now is massive for me. So thank you.
Aw, you're welcome. And I'm so bummed I don't have it so we could show what it is, but um I'm gonna take one more quick look. I think it's in my other bookcase, unfortunately.
That's all right. I keep meaning
Yeah.
to ask you again. When you find it though, let me know what the title is, because I
Okay.
do, with this, I put a whole list of books and things that we talk about
Okay.
down so people can refer back to them as well.
Yeah, I'll find it.
So that would be awesome. And then I should probably try and find a copy of it myself. Oh,
Yeah, it's such a good one.
yeah,
I haven't read it in a couple of years, but yeah.
yeah.
My whole bookshelf is full of spiritual books and business books right here because they're at easy access. But I'm surprised that one's not in there, but I'll have to go find it. So
Mhm.
you bet.
That's all right.
Hmm.
That's quite all right. So food for your body, the physical side. What's your favorite food?
Can I tell you? Well, favorite food. Um, I love to cook.
Hmm.
Um, and I let my husband and daughter give my recipes an A through a D. Um, I just really love Mexican food. I love
Okay.
Spanish food. I love
Hmm.
Thai food. There's really not a food that I ever met that I never liked.
Okay.
Even I've started to like Brussels sprouts as long as they're like fried in bacon fat. I'll eat those. There's
Who doesn't like them cooked that
I
way?
know. There's really well, I grew up calling them barf balls, right? So I've come a long way. Um, I, I only eat mushrooms really unless they're really, really ground up in something or like on pizza, but I don't really like, I wouldn't eat like I have those like big mushrooms burgers. Like
Portobellos.
yeah, I can't get down with that. It's just the consistency. But
Okay.
I really like food and I've gotten really even more, aware of how food affects your temple. So I've
Right.
gotten,
Mm.
I have an intolerance to gluten and dairy. Come to find out, those blood tests those little finger prick that you can do to find what you're intolerant to. I would highly recommend anybody to go do it just to see what comes back. It's amazing.
Mhm.
So, and then you start to feel better. You have more energy and all of that. So I'm really into, and we buy like the Dirty Dozen organic, but I'm not like this huge organic freak. But just trying to think about keeping processed foods out and
Right. Right.
whole, good, healthy foods in. And this is a new well, it's a transition that we're all making in our family to just eat
Right.
healthier so we
Right.
can stay on the planet a lot longer so we can do our good.
It seems that Rufino started that before you, didn't he?
Nope. So
No.
I am the one that has always been into cooking and eating healthier. And one thing, ladies or gentlemen, don't try to change your mate, your better half.
Yeah.
Um, Lead by example,
Hmm.
and they will at some point follow suit. And that's the same for exercise, eating healthier, really taking care of yourself. Let people make their own decision in their own time, and it will just be a lot easier. And yeah, leading by example in that regard is huge. So yeah, I've always been the one that was into
Okay.
exercise and self care. So, and he's following suit. It's a beautiful thing.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. All right. So um, food, food to farts, because that's the way it goes. Are they funny or are they embarrassing or what?
No, so that is one of the reasons, God. So one of the reasons why I went and got a food allergy test is like all of a sudden I felt like I was like 4 months pregnant with
Mm.
back 4 months pregnant again with my daughter. Like, if any women, this was you when you were pregnant, like up to your third month, it's like, there's not really anything there. And then your fourth month, you have this like, boot, this like pow, this little pooch. And I was like, why do I look like this? It was the first time I felt a little uncomfortable in my skin in a really long time.
Mm.
And then I started to feel bloated and gassy, and I was like, I am gonna smoke out the day, um, smoke out the bed. What's going on in there? Like my stomach was just talking. It was talking all kinds of shit. So I was like, I got to go figure this out. So gassy.
I asked about farts, not shit. My
No, but gassy. So yeah, not cool. Not cool, man. Not cool.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Every
Okay.
now and then one will eke out. My daughter's the cutest because she'll be over there on the couch and all of a sudden be like, "Did you just fart?" She's like, "Nope, not me." And her little ass did it, and she won't never admit it. But not cool, not cool, man, not cool.
All right. But are they funny? Apparently they're a little bit funny,
Oh
right?
yeah, every now and then when one will pee, oops, sorry. You just gotta own it. That's all I'd say. It's not
Yes,
cool when you don't own it.
I live with two boys,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Mm-hmm.
vastly different around our household.
Yeah.
All right. Can you pinpoint a neurosis that you have, or, something, or uh, maybe something that is related to spawning your creativity flow, or that freight train of creativity that comes? Can you identify anything like that within yourself?
When you first asked neurosis, I am crazy about how dishes are in the dishwasher, but that doesn't have anything to do with my creativity. There
Oh,
is a
well,
right way
okay,
and a wrong
let's
way.
go back to the dishes.
There's a right way and a wrong way. There's
Uh,
only one way to load a dishwasher. I'm
please,
sorry.
please tell us. I have to know the answer to
You
this
got to
now.
have the big spoons in the big spoon holder. You got to have the little spoons in the little spoon holder. I mean, everything has its place. And you don't just put stuff on top of each other because then it doesn't get clean. And you have to clean everything off of the dishes before you put it in the dishwasher. The dishwasher's job is to sterilize, not to clean. Okay. And you can't just have stuff just piled on. It's not going to get sterilized. And things have to be orderly. It goes big plates, then the little plates. And on the top, it's got the little bowls and then the cups around the side. And, never put the plastic ones on the bottom, or not plastic, but, anything that's not glass.
Yeah.
Those got to stay on the top. You can't just mix and match. Like stuff has to be in order.
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
saying.
You sound like my husband, apart from I override that stuff in the household. But yeah,
There's a
my husband,
place for everything.
so you hand wash everything with soap first and then put it in the dishwasher.
Ev- all the food has to be off of it. Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's not its job.
All right. Well, fair enough. All right. So then now moving forward, what about a neurosis that spawns your creativity or
Yes.
anything that spawns your creativity?
So I suffer from dyslexia, and come to find out, all the workarounds I learned when I was in second and third grade
Mhm.
still apply as an adult because it's not something you're ever cured of. You just figure out tricks.
Mhm.
One of the craziest, not craziest, one of the blessings
Mhm.
and positive things is I have a very sharp attention to detail when it comes to grammar, spelling, even though I'm not a very good speller, if I can see if something's spelled wrong. So I have this, I can't get over grammar errors, spelling errors, commas in the wrong place. And sometimes I just make stuff up, right? Because I'm like, ah, it doesn't look right. It needs a comma. But I am a little bit crazy about that.
Uh,
And it's a little excessive.
Okay. All right.
It's
Well,
it, it
duly noted.
it's
I
it's
I
it's a
will I
situation.
will go back and read my emails and text messages far better from here on out,
I
especially if they're early morning ones, because those are normally the worst for me.
I don't use like I don't use like the little like just in case or whatever like I write out text messages. I don't even speech to text very often. I like say, and then if something's spelled wrong, I'm like, it's weird. I know it's
It's a,
weird.
I will admit I only just really started using the voice to text thing. I'm like, oh, look it's another button. It's another
Yeah,
button I can push. Yay, me.
yeah. And I didn't even start texting, honest to God, and using emojis like within the last like several years.
I love emojis. Emojis make me super happy. Super, super happy. So
Oh
they
my God.
I love emojis. Yeah, I live off of mine. As I'm
They
assuming you know, but
Well, you know what? I never knew what the joy emoji was, and when I discovered it, I was like, "Oh, look.
which
Now I
one is
really have
it?
joy." Huh?
Which is it?
It's the one that's like, and it's got the little like drops coming down. I
Uh,
think it's like really like cheesy. They all have like their own little like name, emotion, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I do
So
that.
the joy one makes me feel happy
Yeah.
because now I understand what joy feels like, and now via an emoji, I know what it looks like too, apparently.
You know how they got the different coloring scheme? How they established that for emojis?
Do you mean like skin tone?
Skin tones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How'd they do that?
from the Fitzpatrick scale.
Oh, nice.
So the Fitzpatrick scale is what I know for skincare, and that's how you tell. It's how your body absorbs and reacts to UV rays. So
Nice.
that's the official definition of that, and that's how they took the skin tones for emojis.
Yeah. So do you change your skin tone on your emojis or are you the yellow one?
I'm a yellow one. I
I'm
stick with
I'm peach. My husband is darker brown and my daughter's she's the caramel one.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we're all very aware of our ethnicity since my daughter started coloring a family. My husband's Puerto
Yeah.
Rican,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
Rufino's Puerto Rican. So Mariana, she would draw her family picture in front of the house, like all little kids, and daddy would be dark brown.
Mm.
She'd be tan and I'd
In the
be
middle.
peach. I I'd be the peach one. So very aware of who she was ever
Yeah,
since she was a
yeah,
little girl.
yeah.
Daddy's
I,
brown, she's tan, I'm peach.
yeah.
was how it was.
Well,
So our emojis reflect that as well. It's very
right,
important to us to self-identify with.
right. Yeah, see, I chose just to keep yellow because it's the easiest one.
It's your Nordic in you.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I just figured, well, it's the one that naturally pops up. Let's just leave it there. I'm
There you
fine.
go. Why
So,
bother?
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I care. And it does. I figure for me, since I have to pay attention to stuff like that for with the aesthetics, then I need to know. But for the emojis, nope, they're yellow.
I have something to tell you. I've only got a couple more minutes because I smell pancakes and bacon or turkey bacon in the background. So,
Oh, yum. All right. So, what does love mean to you?
oh, love means acceptance no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
safety, respect, joy.
And then what inspires you to love yourself more?
I want others. I know that when I love myself, it permeates in my home, with my team,
Mm-hmm.
with partnerships that I develop for my company, and um, anybody I come in contact with in this world needs people
Mm-hmm.
to share love, more
Mm-hmm.
love,
Mm-hmm.
and not be afraid to do that,
Right.
and let it be a natural part of who you are because it's in us. We're
Mm-hmm.
born with it. We
Mm-hmm.
just over time stuff it down, and I can be a good model of what that looks like for others, especially my own child. So,
Mm-hmm.
putting out better humans around us, and it's contagious,
Isn't it ever? Yes.
very contagious.
Well, I know that you have done a wonderful job with yours, with sharing that. So well done. Absolutely well done.
Well, and
Yes.
I it's people who come into your life. Everybody comes into your life for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those relationships are very short in passing, and some of them leave marks for good and an opportunity to learn from, right? I won't say bad because every relationship there's something to learn from, but some people leave a mark that you'll never forget, and it's pivotal. And I would say that our relationship and our friendship and our love for one another is definitely one of those that I'm grateful for beyond words.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're
I continue
welcome.
to lose my marbles over it. So thank you.
You're
No,
welcome.
in all serious, I feel the same way. Absolutely. There just aren't words for those connections so often.
Yeah.
But I know your words right now are breakfast and bacon.
Turkey
Correct?
bacon.
Turkey bacon. That's okay. No judgment. I don't care if you eat bacon. You can eat regular old bacon if you want. It's good stuff.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Amen to that.
All right, my dear. Well, then I say we go off and spread the love that we have for humanity
Yay.
and for everyone and everything for the day. So,
This has been fun. Even if we
thank-
had technical difficulties in the beginning, this was a lot of fun.
but look at how
And
much you learned and I learned because it wasn't me. I'm going to say this was actually on you.
no worries.
But no, well, I'm so not worried. Thank you for still being able to do it this way as well. So, thank you very much.
It's been a real pleasure, and thanks for asking me. You're asking me questions that are like thought provoking, and I was like, I don't know, where would I go for I know later this afternoon I'm gonna be like, oh, this is what I should have said.
Well, then send me a message and then we can put it in the thread with all of this.
Well, that, and I would love to be able to have a follow up. So we'll just leave it for the next time.
Perfect. Absolutely. We will
Okay.
do that then. We will.
Okay. I
All
love
right,
you.
here, tell the family I said hi too.
Oh, you know I
Okay.
will.
Much love. Okay.
Talk to
Bye.
you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.